IBF Super Middleweight crown. Here's our tail of the tape. You see Truax 2 years older than DeGale. They are similar in weight and reach as well, but the height advantage in favor of James DeGale. This is our co-main event. Caleb Truax looking to make his first successful title defense and prove to the naysayers that the first fight was not a fluke. James DeGale is hoping to prove that he is superior than Caleb Truax and prove that the first fight was just a bad night. DeGale, a southpaw conventional for Truax. As DeGale, trainer Jim McDonald, also Paulie Malignaggi, who's not in the corner of James DeGale, was a consultant for this fight. DeGale says he's totally healthy and ready to go. Truax said following the fight with DeGale the first time, they got into the gym right before Christmas, so this has been his longest training camp, but also he states it has been his best training camp. Truax wearing the colors of Minnesota, the white with the burgundy and gold. Wearing the white trunks is James DeGale with Chunky right across. That is his nickname. He had that nickname ever since he was a kid. DeGale is so fluid, quick, and if he gets back to that form, he is awfully difficult to beat. But Truax looks very big and strong walking into the fight. Truax gained 12.5 pounds. He's inside the ring at 180. DeGale gained 7.25 pounds, 174.
Don't push.
For DeGale entering the ring here this evening.
Work your way out, punch and get out. Punch and get out.
Short of referee in charge, just over a minute and change left here in this first round. DeGale using his jab and Truax following him with that straight right hand.
Watch your hands, watch your hands.
Left and back goes Truax. I don't know what happened there. If he knocked out the mouthpiece, I don't know what the hesitation was. It was a headbutt. It was a headbutt, but it looked like a straight left that connected. But Truax was responding to a headbutt. That caught me off guard a little bit because Robert Berg took him a good 2.5 to 3 seconds for him to react. And I think DeGale knew that it was a headbutt, which is why he didn't pounce on Truax. It's good sportsmanship, but looking to get on the inside of James DeGale. Final stages of the first.
Stop!
That's the end of round one.
Control yourself. Push.
Nice and deep, nice and deep. You get butted right in the fucking mouth. Okay, that's all right then. Listen up. You need to work a little bit more head movement on your way in, okay? Get a little bit more rhythm and flow going.
And here is the big shot. It was a boom right there on the teeth. So it was not, it was, my goodness, you heard it. I thought it was caused from that straight left, but it was, look at this headbutt right there on the, oh my goodness, right on the mouth of Caleb Truax. Yeah, that was very accidental.
Close, breathe. Box. Good jab, James. Loads of feints.
Round two, this one is scheduled for 12 here at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas. DeGale unleashing his jab. Truax with a straight right hand.
Work your way out, yeah, you go.
DeGale has his sights set after this fight. He's been going back and forth with Chris Eubank Jr. also has said he wants to rectify the split decision loss.
Hands are free. There you go.
George Groves. Another momentary. Truax thinks he was taking some time. Did Caleb Truax. And Jim McDonald wanted James DeGale to jump on Truax. A straight left for DeGale. DeGale looking very sharp here in this first round plus.
Let him go, let him go.
When we asked DeGale about the thought of walking away, he said, "It breaks my heart. I don't really like thinking about it, but I'm so real with myself that I won't be one of those fighters who hangs on. If I haven't got it anymore, I will quit." A jab followed by a straight left. He also was quite candid and said he underestimated Truax, and he's very lucky that he has a chance to make it right. 80 seconds left here in the second. Truax looking to close the distance against DeGale. But he's got to do it by trying to jab his way in and at least keep DeGale off balance. But DeGale, despite the fact that he underestimated Truax, he said that, look, he gets that Truax is a tough, strong competitor, and if I can beat him, that means I have gone, if I can't beat him, that means I've gone backwards. A jab followed by a straight left hand for James DeGale. DeGale looking to return to his old form. The form in which he had two successful tie-to defenses. A straight left that found its mark. The tie-to defenses were against Lucien Boutte and also Rogelio Medina. That's right hand by Truax.
Keep working, let him go. Punch him, get out.
DeGale looks extremely sharp. An uppercut to the body by DeGale. Under 10 seconds left here in the second. In 2 rounds, we are in the books. And we'll take a look once again at the clash of heads. We had one in the first, and here is the one in the second again as DeGale ducks his head and boom, lands again. Thankfully for Truax,
to your left, short right hand. That's what you caught him with, and you're going to catch him with that
Truax
all night long. Don't
his
lean on it, sit on it. Nice and deep. You're not cutting off the ring either. You're kind of following him around a bit, okay? Cut that ring off, quick foot him, quick foot him.
Tom Halstead in the corner of Caleb Truax. But if this happens a third time...
Straight left to the body, not easy shot.
Mouthpiece.
Watch out, wait for it. Box him off, 60 boxing. He's getting frustrated because he can't land nothing. Keep him that way. Olympic out.
We have seen 2 clash of heads in the first and the second round. The first time I get it, but it would appear as if DeGale is using that head more as a lead instead of it just being accidental. If it happens a third time, it without question was not accidental. It was intentional. And you saw he just put his head right as Truax walked forward. He put his head right there and kind of put it forward. So, I mean, these are all veteran-like tactics, but things that I don't personally, from an ethical standpoint, agree with. A jab followed by a straight left that connected for DeGale. But if you're Truax, you have to be able to deal with, now that he's fighting here in Las Vegas, both fighters incidentally making their Las Vegas debuts. You've got to be able to put that behind you. In the first 2 rounds, I would give to DeGale. But if you're Truax, you got to really start to implement your game plan and getting active here. The jab for Truax. Let's see if he can pin DeGale against the ropes and start to unload.
Let him go. 3 up.
Big right hand that connected for Truax. That is the punch that Truax wanted. A big right hand, and DeGale tying up. If you're Truax now, you need this momentum. This is what you have to do. You got to get the engine rolling, and you got to get it started here in this third round. He cannot get behind by too much. And Caleb Truax finding an uphill battle against James DeGale. As the likes of Porky Medina, as the likes of Lucien Goutte, Andre Durrell, it is a very daunting task. Nice uppercut as Truax dipped his head. He got whacked in the process with the left uppercut.
Cut punch.
And now there is a cut outside the right eye of James DeGale. And I wonder if that was causing a flash of heads and an uppercut that jarred the jaw of DeGale. So both strong punches, the biggest punches of this round, have gone to Caleb Truax. And now DeGale's holding on. I think he was buzzed by that uppercut. And DeGale bleeding. There's a laceration outside his right eye, and he momentarily dropped his face because it was impeding his vision. And now the corner, James DeGale, will have to go to work, and Caleb Truax having a very solid third round here in his first title defense. Big round for Caleb Truax.
Get his shield out, get the shield out, get the shield out. Jay, rinse that shield.
Terry Stewart has his work cut out for him.
Nice work. Little drink, Jay. Jay, you boxed his head off, mate.
Hey there, Jay. Get the towel so he'll say goodbye for more.
Mom, another little drop. Take time, James. James, keep boxing, James. He's very frustrated. And the left uppercut.
And let's take a look back, and here is a big right hand by Caleb Truax. Boom! As DeGale was, and here we see where the laceration was caused. As DeGale and Truax, boom, there it was, and the laceration started right there. Credit to our outstanding crew here in Las Vegas for check and seeing that. That is where the cut started. So there have been 3 headbutts that have been an issue in the fight. 2 on the jaw of Caleb Truax and 1 on the eye of James DeGale. And it seems like things have evened themselves out, sort of like karma has worked. And things are now back to even when it comes to the clash of heads. As DeGale wants to get back to boxing, but the blood's coming out a little bit. A big right hand by Caleb Truax. As I mentioned, Truax is in the ring at 180. DeGale at 174, so that's a 6-pound difference. They weighed in at the 167 pounds, but unofficially coming into the ring, it is Truax who's the bigger guy, and you could tell that he's trying to impose his will, and a big right hand that blasted James DeGale.
Let him go, let him go.
And Truax is really coming on and is adapting to the boxing ability of DeGale, and also is cutting off the ring. It is that relentless pressure that Caleb Truax has.
Let him go, let him go. Punching it out. Free up your hands.
Truax comes from a small town in Osseo, Minnesota. And he realizes that himself, along with Jamal James, are carrying the banner of boxing for Minnesota. Big right hand by Caleb Truax. Also coming into this fight, there was the thought process of, it's Truax that good? Has he been able to find that next step in his career later on in his mid-30s, which some fighters do, like the likes of, a fighter that comes to mind is Sergio Martinez, and also, we heard it from media members alike, they wonder, is James DeGale done at this level being a prize fighter? And I think DeGale saying that he will walk away if he loses this fight is his way of challenging. It's a big straight left for DeGale. But Truax is cutting off the ring very well and landing big shots.
Your hands are free.
Whereas DeGale needs to box.
Hands are free.
And he's got to sting Truax coming inside.
Watch your heads, both of you. Watch your
in the
heads.
face of Caleb Truax. Truax, a family man prior to his loss with Anthony Durrell. His girlfriend was giving birth to their daughter, and his girlfriend almost lost her life. Thankfully, both mother and daughter are okay and doing very well. Big shot by James DeGale, catching Truax inside, and that's the end of the round.
Yeah, I'll get on the back of his neck.
Jesus will translate.
Come on. I've got the shield. James, stay cool and win the rounds.
What one? This one. Try and get it, yeah?
Wipe him down.
Wipe him down.
You need to wipe him off.
You got a wet.
Seconds out, seconds out. Seconds out, mouthpiece.
Round number 5.
Mouthpiece.
Scheduled for 12 between James DeGale and Caleb Truax. Truax, the champion, looking to make his first successful title defense. James DeGale has claimed, "I will hang it up if I cannot beat Caleb Truax tonight." Really appreciate you joining us wherever you are around the world. Either good afternoon or a very late good night to you. As we're here in Las Vegas at the joint at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Ray Forest ringside. I have this fight dead even. I gave the first 2 rounds to DeGale and 3 and 4 to Truax. We have had 3 headbutts. 2 by DeGale to Truax in his mouth. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, then 1 in the third by Truax to DeGale, which opened up a cut above the right eye of DeGale, which still is pouring blood.
Get your hands free, get your hands free. Free up your hands, come on.
And DeGale wiped off the blood as it was affecting his vision, but back comes Truax. Truax with this relentless pressure, and DeGale has to find some way to keep Truax off of him. A lead right hand that connected by Truax. And you see that his trunks are full of blood from the right eye and from the constant tie-up with James DeGale. And if you're DeGale, you need to use your jab. And Robert Burt, finally, Robert Burt says, watch it with the heads. Well, that may be too little too late, as we have seen 3 headbutts that have occurred over the first 3 rounds. And now we're in round 5. But at least he told them and warned them about it.
Let's work.
DeGale stepping inside with the hook, followed by a right hand to the body of Truax. DeGale momentarily went to conventional, but he's back to southpaw stance. Straight right hand that misses for Truax. Truax, he is just so much bigger than James DeGale. Nice jab by DeGale.
Work again, Chuck.
30 seconds left here in this 5th round. A straight left. I think DeGale, with his boxing generalship, is taking the advantage here in this 5th round.
Stop. You there. You go right there.
And now Robert Byrd is going to
wash it off. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
With 5 seconds left.
Slide it in.
12
let's
seconds.
go. Roll time. Let's go.
Final 10 seconds of the 5th.
Hold up, guys. Let's go on time. Time.
That's the end of the 5th.
That's it, nice and calm, James, calm. Let's just clean you up. You're boxing well, James. James, settle down on the jab. When he comes in, look to shoot the left uppercut. That's the shot. And the body shots are beautiful, James. Take the right hand off him. Don't give him a little drink. Give him a little drink. Good.
And here is some of the action
Concentration, James.
from the end of the 5th round. As you see Truax applying the pressure, big right hand by the world champion. Round 6. So I gave that 5th round to DeGale. I have this a very close fight in favor of one James DeGale.
Punch it, get out. Punch it, get out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's work. Stop. Here we go.
And right now, you see Truax is looking to make this a very close corner spot. Big right hand that connected by Truax. Truax stalking James DeGale, not giving him much room to breathe.
Keep working.
If you're DeGale, he needs to keep popping that jab. And the corner, Jim McDonald of James DeGale urging him. They want 2s and 3s. They want combination punching out of James DeGale. Shots to the body by James DeGale. Truax just ate a straight left.
Watch your head. Let's keep working. Let's keep working. Keep working. Let's go.
As we are just over the midway point, Truax and DeGale tying up. And I wonder when Robert Bird is going to step inside there because they're not, either one of them is doing anything significant. DeGale separates. If you're Truax, you need to throw that right hand. It's taking the uppercut by DeGale, and the blood continues to pour from that right eye. And he looks up at the clock, does DeGale at the big screen, while wiping away his right eye. Under a minute left here in the 6th.
Let's work. Get your hands free. Free up your hands. Free up your hands.
DeGale and Truax going head-to-head in their immediate rematch. And DeGale doing some nice work here at close distance.
Let him go, True. Punch and get out.
DeGale knows he's in a tough battle against the champion, Caleb Truax.
You got him hooked, Truax. Punch. Punch and get out.
Final moments of the 6th.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are halfway home.
Get a shoot, James. James! Right, James, this is what I'm telling you. Nice deep breaths, Win these rounds. Get on it. Now listen, when he walks, touch him with a jab. When he walks, you shoot the left uppercut. It's working. And show.
Yeah, let's take a look back at some of the action as Truax with that big right hand that backed up James DeGale. What a shot by Caleb Truax. The jab followed by that right hand, boom. It was partially blocked, but still DeGale felt the effects. Terry Stewart, who is the cut man for James DeGale.
James, take the right hand off him!
They certainly are working very hard to stop that cut, but still, it is continuing to bleed for James DeGale. Round 7, this one's scheduled for 12. This is a close fight.
Come on, son.
But if you're Caleb Truax, he's got to close the distance, and he's got to get off early. For DeGale, him boxing, him using every bit of that ring is something that he needs to continue to do. Hammering away on the body of DeGale is Truax. But DeGale needs to separate and then go back to jabbing. That's what Jim McConnell wants him to do. But Truax is wrestling with DeGale. DeGale separates. And also, it's very difficult when you have a guy who is weighing 180 pounds and you got to push him off of you with your arms. At a certain point, you get so tired of doing that push-off motion that your arms get tired and they don't have as much like jump, and it's hard to have as much energy on your punches and as much leverage because you're having to push someone off you that's 180 pounds constantly, as Truax is doing. But when Truax barrels into DeGale, he's got to throw punches because he's not throwing anything substantial. If he were, then it would be landing and scoring points. Julian Williams did that against Gallimore. He would go against Gallimore, they would tie up, and then Williams would get active and busy on the inside. But Truax isn't busy in these inside exchanges. And DeGale picking apart Caleb Truax from the outside. Settling into his rhythm is James DeGale. But still the blood pouring out of his right eye, and DeGale looks up at the clock. So you wonder if he's going to try to do a quick combination of sorts. He catches Truax coming inside. As DeGale still walking, trying to find his openings against Truax. He has been doing very well so far against the Minnesota native. And that is the end of the round.
I got it. James!
What's that? Oh, nice. I dropped my piece. Yeah, I got it. Let's go. Speed up your hands a little bit, okay? You're trying to load up. Pick at him a little bit more. Pick at him. That way you can sit back a little bit, okay? Sit back, pick at him. Right now you're trying to overthrow, okay? That uppercut's there all night long. He's ducking right into it, okay? Read him. I need you to zero the fuck in right now, okay?
There you see Errol Spence, the IBF welterweight world champion. That's a matchup, and he's sitting next to Jermell Charlo, 154-pound champion. Jesse Vargas behind them. Jesse Vargas taking on Adrian Broner in a couple weeks' time. Looking forward to being in New York for that one. Round 8, this one's scheduled for 12. The corner of James DeGale telling him just box. And DeGale walking around the ring, every bit of it. Truax looking to close the distance.
Let's work. Come on, son. Let's go.
Steps inside with the hook, does DeGale. But Truax continues to stalk him. And more blood dripping from the right eye of DeGale. That cut happened in the third round from a clash of heads with Caleb Truax. DeGale ties up with Truax, but Truax has got to throw. He's got to start to try to out-hustle James DeGale. Big shot by DeGale as he caught Truax coming on the inside. Truax is looking to advance his positioning and come forward, but he needs to throw more. Also with DeGale, this is the rate. He's jabbing well. He's sneaking in uppercuts. He's counter-punching Truax. Nice jab by DeGale. And again, they tie it. And Truax, I don't know if it's DeGale that's impairing him from getting off, but Truax has got to throw. He's got to let his hands go. Whereas DeGale from the outside, you're not going to beat him in a boxing match. Truax, his ability, his success in the first fight was the fact that he needed a fight. He got in close. He was landing the bigger shots. But for DeGale, his ability to box, he's the more technically sound fighter. Truax is a very tough competitor. Has been in there with the likes of Daniel Jacobs, Anthony Durrell. Being a 41-1 underdog going to England shows a lot. I mean, talked about making a moment, but for Truax, he needs to fight more with a sense of urgency. And right now, he's not. It could be that he overtrained. It could be that James DeGale is back to his old form. And DeGale continues, blood pouring out of that right eye, but it is not affecting his ability to get the better of some of these exchanges against Caleb Truax.
Right, clean him up. Right, James, you can win this. James, you can win this world title, James. A little bit on your neck.
You're good. Nice deep breathing. Nice deep breathing.
And here is from the 7th round. And here is where this cut might have happened. That was a straight left by Truax. And dipping his head was DeGale. Truax came forward. Boom. That's where it started. So now both Truax and DeGale are cut over the right eye.
Let's go. You gotta fight, man. Let's go.
And in the corner of Truax, they said, you gotta fight. Let's go. Well, no kidding. No kidding. His world title was hanging in the balance. Is Caleb Truax. There needs to be more of a sense of urgency out of the Minnesota native. You know that for Truax, it isn't good enough for him just to win the world title. That is something that no one can ever take away from him. But he was having success in the 3rd round and the 4th. But since that time, James DeGale has taken over. And chance of Chunky and the UK faithful that have made their way across the pond. This is a war of attrition between James DeGale and Caleb Truax. Truax's blood, his trunks are soaked in blood. They came in, and Truax is holding, but he isn't doing anything substantial to go ahead and to defend the holding. If you're going to hold, at least be busy and try to score and try to land something. Truax isn't doing that. It is DeGale who pushes off Truax and is boxing, trying to get the center of the ring. Sharp left hook that connected for Truax as we are at the halfway mark of round 9. Truax just continues to barrel in and press James DeGale, but DeGale with his abundance of jabs, and DeGale spins around Truax. Robert Bird's got to get in there and separate these guys a little bit more, because if you're going to throw and not, if you're going to tie up but you're not going to throw, there should be a short at least to try to get on the inside and separate the two. with the shot to the body, and there has been a lot of holding with nothing of value that is happening right here. As you see, when is Robert Byrd going to step in? He's letting them fight out, but nothing is happening here. The referee's letting them, they're just tying up. Nothing is happening. There Truax finally throws something after 7 or 8 seconds. But that's not boxing. You gotta let them, you gotta realize it and pay attention to the fighters. And when nothing is going on after a couple of seconds, you gotta step in there. That's what you're paid to do. Final, that's the end of the ninth.
Listen to what I'm telling you. Keep doing what you're doing. Where is it? You're controlling, you're pushing it. Let's get out of back. I'm walking this step off. You're in there, you've got to do that. Struggling now, Joe.
That left hook is there for you, but what you're doing is you're leaving your left hand so damn low, and you're just hugging on him. Too far in. All right? Find that mid-range. Throw that hook. Throw those uppercuts. All right? Everything's there for you. You just gotta execute it.
No, just win these rounds. Just keep winning the rounds. Box! Take the right hand off him.
Great work.
There you see the lovely Tawny here in Las Vegas, round 10. This one's scheduled for 12. James DeGale looking to reclaim his IBF super middleweight crown that he lost to Caleb Truax. Truax, with his rematch, looking to make his first successful title defense. And the corner Truax telling him, we want to see hooks. Well, so far, Truax, with the exception of a couple of big right hands in the 3rd and the 4th round, hasn't been doing anything that has been successful. He's just been tying up, and again, nothing is transpiring here. DeGale should not have to deal with as much as he's dealing with, and both guys have had, 2 headbutts from DeGale, or 3 headbutts from DeGale, 1 by Truax. You have to gain control if you're the referee. As 50 seconds have elapsed, and there comes Truax with some combination punching, as DeGale looks up at the clock again.
Come on!
The corner of James DeGale urging him, they want to see 3s and 4s.
Good defense!
You got him hooked, let him go.
Good defense, How much do you want it?
Jim McDonald, they want to see more combination punching out of James DeGale as we near the halfway mark of round 10.
Let's go. Get off his neck.
Truax, again, crowding DeGale, but
right, stop,
isn't
stop,
throwing
step back.
anything substantial. And DeGale on his toes, jabbing Truax. Now he went from conventional southpaw to DeGale. A minute to go.
Let him go, you got him hooked. You're hooking, let him go. Free up your hands, free up your hands. You got him hooked again, let him go.
And right now, Truax isn't doing anything, whereas DeGale and finally Robert Byrd.
1 point shoulder.
1 point,
1 point
shoulder.
1 point shoulder. I told you don't do that no more. Don't do it. Let's go. Box.
I don't DeGale warning. He said that he warned DeGale, but he took a point away. What is Robert Byrd doing? And I hate to lump in the entire family, but Adelaide Byrd, who's a judge, had a horrendous night tonight with calling Alfredo Angulo a draw, or scoring the fight against Sergio Mora in his favor, a fight in which Mora dominated. And now Robert Byrd is having a terrible night as a referee, and DeGale looking to steal this round, and that ends the 10th. That point, that deduction in point is incomprehensible. And
Jay?
the left eye of James DeGale is a bloody mess.
Listen. The way you finished that round was how you got to do it. That was good, because that's how you're going to win rounds. That was the James DeGale flurry.
Keep him still, mate.
Now, James, listen carefully what I'm saying.
And here we see where the point deduction was. DeGale with a little bit of a shoulder. And you call it deduction and point, and that, like, come on. That was a boxing move. It wasn't deliberate to sort of gain a lot of leverage. Let's look at it again. Our great camera work. It was just a little slight nudge, as Truax was the one who was initiating the hold. I cannot even begin to describe or even defend that.
You got to take these rounds big.
Like, James DeGale is visibly upset. I would be too. Can you imagine if for some reason this is a fight that is close on the scorecards, which I do not have, by the way. I have James DeGale comfortably ahead. Who knows if that point could be costly? It shouldn't, but you don't know. Nonetheless, the championship rounds, the IBF super middleweight crown, Caleb Truax defending his title, the family man, his 2-year-old daughter, watching at home, his girlfriend as well. James DeGale looking to go back to England, once again a world champion. DeGale getting off with a combination, a right cross punctuating that combo. DeGale sending his jab up the middle.
Stop, I got you.
And now Robert Byrd will go ahead and separate. Nice shot by DeGale, catching Truax coming on the inside.
Let him go, let him go.
DeGale has been demonstrating his boxing superiority over Caleb Truax. Truax coming forward though. I don't know if this was a longer camp than usual for Caleb Truax. He said this was the longest camp of his career. It could be that Truax overtrained himself, but it also could be that James DeGale was back to his old form. He has fought aggressive fighters in his career before, and his rematch with Caleb Truax, he said he wants to rectify the mistake in the bad night that he had in London back on December 9th.
Get your hands free, get your hands free.
Truax unleashes a straight right hand.
Get off his neck.
But so far it has been the James DeGale show, as DeGale, his right side of his face is a bloody mess. Truax's face is showing some wear and tear as well from the clash of heads and also the work of James DeGale.
All right, stop, guys, stop.
A straight left hand that connected by DeGale. A left hook barely missing by Truax. As we near the end of the 11th. One more round remaining. And here is the uppercut by James DeGale as Truax snuck it right in. Boom. That was beautiful. A right uppercut by James DeGale. Nice inside fighting by James DeGale, as you see his ability to outwork Caleb Truax. A chopping right hand by Truax. By DeGale, I stand corrected.
Ducks into your uppercut, okay?
Keep the jab stepping outside and go uppercut.
You got this, all right? This is your night. Last round.
That's it, Caleb. End of the fight. Let's go now.
Sharp, short uppercut off the jab. Let's go.
The 12th and final round. The corner of Caleb Truax says this is your night. I don't know if they are they watching the same thing I'm watching, because I have James DeGale comfortably ahead in this fight. I don't know if that's their way of trying to spur on Caleb Truax, but so far, I think that DeGale, with his counter-punching and his technical boxing skill, has been able to keep Truax at bay without Truax landing much of significance. In the corner, Jim McDonald of DeGale says, show us that you want it. They want him to be very active and leave no doubt in the eyes of the judges. DeGale placing that jab in the face of Truax. And DeGale, if he were to reclaim his championship, I wonder if they would do a third one, or if DeGale would wait for the winner of the matchup with George Groves. And Callum Smith. Halfway mark of the 12th and final round.
Too much, let's go. Stop. Let him go.
The corner, James DeGale says, give it everything you got. Well, Caleb Truax, he should realize that his title is literally hanging in the balance. He's got to show a sense of urgency and chance of chunking from the UK faithful that have made the trek to Las Vegas in James DeGale's Las Vegas debut. He is looking to reclaim his IBF Super Middleweight Championship.
I got you, stop.
Caleb Truax winning the world title. He was as much of a 41-1 underdog against DeGale in December. Said he wanted to prove that the first fight was not a fluke. Under 30 seconds left. They both exchanged big punches, and DeGale looks over at his corner.
Step out, step out, step out,
Now
step
he
out.
quickly glanced up at the clock. Final moments of this IBF Super Middleweight rematch
10 seconds.
between James DeGale and Caleb Truax. Will the belt be going back to Britain, or will it make its way back to Minnesota with Truax?
Time! Good fight, guys.
Truax and DeGale go the distance. There you see Truax. With his corner, DeGale had his hand raised and feels that he will once again be a world champion. James DeGale still bleeding out of his right eye, but he did very well tonight, getting back to his old form against a very game Caleb Truax, the champion, but it would appear as though James DeGale has reclaimed his world championship.
It's your fight. The ref is telling them. That's what you get when you've got someone. I told you. Take that, please. James, just go.
James DeGale and Caleb Truax. And here we see the point deduction that it could very well be the difference in this fight. I thought DeGale did enough to win the fight. I had him winning 8-4, 7-5, but again, that deduction in point of a point could very well come back to be the difference.
it on, Joe.
Yeah. Look what you do, man.
There you see Caleb Truax, who is awaiting the decision. Will his sheer aggression be enough to sway the judges in his favor? And here's Jimmy Lennon Jr., who has the scorecards.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, John McKay, scores the bout 117 to 110. Judges Don Trella and Robert Hoyle both score the bout 114 to 113. All three in favor of the winner. And once again, the IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the world, James DeGale.
James DeGale recaptures the IBF Super Middleweight crown.